Have you ever wondered where the marble we see in shiny floors, famous sculptures, or in the world's most luxurious buildings comes from? This stone, a symbol of elegance since ancient times, doesn't come ready-made. Behind it lies an enormous process that begins high in the mountains and involves explosives, giant machinery, and precision work that has been perfected over centuries. Marble is considered one of the most luxurious and valuable natural stones on the planet. It is no ordinary rock. Each block extracted from the mountain can fetch astronomical prices, even reaching $500,000. Since ancient times, it has been a symbol of power, prestige, and beauty. The Romans, great master builders, used it in immortal works like the Pantheon, and today, more than 2,000 years later, it continues to decorate palaces, government buildings, museums, and high-end homes. Currently, the scale of exploitation is gigantic. Around 500 tons of marble are extracted from the mountains every day. To achieve this, high-powered explosives and colossal machinery are required, capable of mastering masses of rock weighing hundreds of tons. But the big question arises: how does this process that turns a mountain into gleaming floors, kitchen countertops, or finely carved sculptures take place? To answer this question, we travel to the heart of northwestern Italy, to the Carrara region, home to some of the world's most famous marble deposits. There, we will discover how the stone is cut, how it is polished, and how it becomes the elegant material we associate with luxury and refinement. Some 1,700 meters above sea level are the most impressive quarries, a setting where humans and technology work together to extract enormous blocks of marble directly from the mountain. In these hills of northern Italy, white Carrara marble has been quarried uninterruptedly for centuries. From a distance, the white line that forms the peaks of the mountains can easily be mistaken for snow, but what you see isn't ice. They are entire walls of marble, formed over millions of years of geological transformations. More than 140 million years ago, this region was a seabed littered with shells and calcareous remains. The passage of time and tectonic forces compressed these sediments into a mountainous massif of white stone that is now coveted around the world. Carrara marble has been revered throughout history for its purity and near-perfect whiteness. This prestige is no coincidence. No other place in the world has produced as much quality marble as this region. From ancient Rome to the most modern architectural projects, Carrara has been synonymous with excellence. The economic magnitude of this resource is impressive. One of these quarries alone is valued at over €1 billion and produces some 4 million tons annually. A single slab can fetch up to $400 per square meter, and throughout history this marble has shaped iconic works such as Michelangelo's David and the aforementioned Pantheon. The process is not simple. It requires giant excavators, diamond saws, and trucks descending steep, narrow roads. Every day, 600 trucks loaded with 50-ton blocks travel these roads full of dangerous curves. Quarries are not simple holes in the rock, but multi-level stepped structures. This particular one has 25 terraces, each about 8 meters high, reaching a total of more than 200 meters from base to top. The first phase of work involves drilling. Workers make strategically distributed holes in the rock, about 3 meters deep, where explosives are then placed. Controlled blasting allows specific portions of the mountain to be fractured to begin extraction. Today, for example, 75 kilograms of explosives were introduced that will blow up the heart of the rock. After the blast, the delicate phase begins, cutting the blocks without damaging them. This is where specialized tools come in, such as diamond cables, which cut through the marble like butter. These cables are reinforced with beads impregnated with synthetic diamonds, one of the hardest materials in existence. There are different cutting methods. Some workers use chainsaws that penetrate up to 5 meters into the stone, while others employ diamond wire saws just 5 millimeters thick. The process of freeing a block of marble is complex. First, 3 strategic holes are drilled, one vertically from the top and 2 at the base. Then, a large saw mounted on rails makes a horizontal cut in the lower part of the rock. With that base in place, another worker threads a diamond cable along the back of the block to complete the contour. The cable is attached to a 50-horsepower motor, which spins it at speeds of up to 45 meters per second, all constantly lubricated with water to prevent overheating. After repeating the operation on each side, the block is detached from the mountain with millimeter precision. Now comes one of the most delicate moments, separating the block from the slope. Imagine a single block 8 meters high by 6 meters wide and weighing 500 tons. No excavator could lift it immediately. In ancient times, the Romans used wooden wedges, which they moistened with water until the expansion split the rock. Today, the same logic is applied with a modern technology, hydro bags. These bags are inserted into the cracks and filled with pressurized water. When they expand, they generate a force of up to 600 tons, enough to detach the marble without damaging it. Once the block begins to loosen, the fall ensures that it doesn't fracture. To achieve this, a cushion of sand and mud is prepared on the ground, cushioning the impact. Consider that a block can cost 1.5 million euros, so a mistake would be catastrophic. Finally, the excavator carefully pushes it until it gently falls onto the prepared surface. Although gigantic blocks are extracted, their size is too large to transport, so they are cut into smaller pieces weighing around 18 tons. This cutting can be done vertically or horizontally, depending on the morphology of the rock and the marble's veining. At this stage, defective sections are also removed so that only the highest quality material reaches its destination. Once the blocks have been cut and prepared in the quarry, a very important intermediate step begins: washing and grading. This process removes any dust, dirt, or small impurities that accumulate during extraction and cutting. Furthermore, grading is key to determining the quality of the marble, identifying which blocks meet the highest standards of purity and which have veins or imperfections that make them more suitable for secondary uses. When the blocks are finished, it's time to move them. Due to their colossal size and enormous weight, which can easily reach several tens of tons, human strength alone is not enough. High-capacity cranes and hydraulic excavators are required to carefully load them onto trucks. This operation is extremely delicate, as any impact, improper support, or rocking could damage a piece valued at thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Transporting them to the valley is one of the most dangerous challenges of the entire process. The mountain roads connecting the quarries to the distribution points are narrow, with sharp turns, steep slopes, and limited maneuvering area. Each driver must have extraordinary skill to maintain control of vehicles carrying loads of more than 40 or 50 tons. A simple error in calculating the curve or a brake failure could result in a fatal accident, not only due to the human risk, but also due to the millions of dollars in losses that would result from damaging high-quality marble blocks. After a journey of approximately 45 minutes along narrow, winding mountain roads, the trucks loaded with marble blocks finally arrive at the manufacturing facilities. This is a crucial transition point in the production chain, as the stone ceases to be a rough block extracted directly from the mountain and begins its transformation into finely crafted slabs. Upon entering the factory, the blocks are unloaded with the help of high-capacity cranes and machinery. Each piece can weigh tens of tons, requiring an extremely high level of precision and safety during the maneuver. Once placed in the processing area, the soaring stage begins, one of the most decisive steps in defining the quality and commercial value of the marble. In this phase, gigantic saws with diamond-coated blades slowly cut the blocks into thin sheets. The process can take hours, but guarantees a uniform cut and maximum utilization of the material. The thickness of the slabs varies depending on the order, although the most common is around 2 to 3 centimeters. The difficulty lies in preserving the stone's natural veins intact, as these marks are precisely what give each piece its identity and value. The price of marble is not uniform. It depends largely on the color, uniformity, and rarity of its veins. Some varieties reach surprising prices on the international market. A clear example is Carrara marble, famous for its wide and elegant veins, whose value can exceed $10,000 per ton. This type of marble is often used for high-end architectural projects, such as luxury hotels, museums, or exclusive residences. The scale of Italian production reflects the global importance of this material. Last year alone, more than 1.2 million tons of marble blocks were exported from Italy to international markets. The main destinations include China, the United States, and Germany, countries with significant demand for both construction and interior design. The remainder of the production is distributed more locally, supplying artisan workshops and factories located in the Tuscany region, where master stonemasons continue to work the stone with techniques that blend tradition and modernity. In the large open-air storage yards, the marble blocks remain dormant after being extracted from the mountain. There they can spend days, weeks, or even months awaiting a specific order from a client or construction company. These are not simple blocks of stone. Each one has a specific destiny, whether to become part of a modern building, luxury cladding for a hotel, or a high-value piece of art. Once the request is confirmed, the next stage of the process begins. The enormous blocks are moved by cranes and specialized machinery to the industrial sawing area. This is a space where technology and tradition combine. There, gigantic machines equipped with dozens of diamond blades, in some cases up to 76 operating in parallel, make precise cuts that transform the blocks into thinner slabs. These slabs can reach minimum thicknesses of just 2 centimeters, allowing each block to be fully utilized and adapted to the requirements of the architectural design. After cutting, the pieces move on to an equally important phase, polishing. This process not only eliminates irregularities, but also enhances the natural appearance of the marble, revealing its veins and giving it a characteristic shine that distinguishes it from any other stone. Thanks to this work, the surface acquires a smooth, homogeneous and elegant texture, ready for installation indoors or outdoors. Finally, the transformed marble is distributed worldwide. It may end up as cladding on a skyscraper, as flooring in a mansion, as a sculpture in a museum, or as a countertop in a luxury kitchen. Its journey began millions of years ago at the bottom of the sea, continued with the power of the mountain, and today, thanks to human labor, it has become an eternal material. Marble that began its journey as part of a mountain ends up as polished slabs that clad museums, hotels, and skyscrapers around the world. Each extracted block carries with it millions of years of geological history and the efforts of generations of stonemasons who perfected these techniques. From the quarry to the finished work, marble is proof of how nature and human ingenuity combine to form one of the most prized and durable materials in existence.